Hometown Radio, KGAF presents the Community Service Report. Here is Dee Blanton.
Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome to another community service program here on this Thursday. Today, Muenster Memorial Hospital Day, and our friend Brian Roland, the CEO at MMH, is here. Have your bruises healed up from that cannonball you did off the diving board?
Yes, it has, and I still think it was fixed and rigged, and we'll fix that next year. But I'm going to work on that all year.
Yeah, after looking at the video, I kind of think it might have been a little fixed too, but I don't know. We'll let next year be the judge.
There you go.
A lot of great things going on. You guys are really busy around MMH these days, so I'm just going to open it up to you and tell us what's going on.
You know, we've got a lot of stuff going on at the hospital now, with a lot of the changes that we're making, the things that we're adding. The things that we're focusing on, our beds are filling up, and there's a lot of people involved with making a lot of that stuff happen. You know, and really what we're looking at, and as we talked about in months past, was how do we manage today as we prepare for tomorrow? Because really, when you look at healthcare as a whole, we have to do that in healthcare, but you have to really do that in Muenster, because of where we're at, what we deal with, the type of patients that we deal with, and our providers. And, you know, Warren Buffett said, someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. And that's kind of what we've been working on, is how do we continue to plant those trees? You know, and for Muenster, there's a lot of things that drive what we can do with our patients. And, you know, our big thing is we want to create that place where patients want to come and be seen. Nobody likes to go to the doctor, but if you have to go, let's make it as quality driven as we can. We want to have a place where providers want to practice, not just doctors, but nurse practitioners. Mm-hmm. And we really want a place where employees want to work. And how do you make all of that work in Muenster, Texas, or in the Muenster Hospital District? And there's a lot of things that play into that. And I think one of the things that we really have to look at is, what do we do first, and what have we done to make sure that we're delivering the highest quality patient care that we can? And a lot of rural hospitals get a bad rap because they don't have the newest equipment, they don't have the fancy new this and that and whatever. And we're pretty lucky because, you know, this past year, we've upgraded our portable x-ray machine. We are up in the process right now of bringing in new nuclear medicine equipment. You know, we added the respiratory therapy this past year, the pulmonary rehab, which those things were really needed here in Muenster and Cook County, especially the western side there. And this year alone, a lot of things going on with... We're expanding the speech therapy, which you got to meet our new speech therapist, and you got to play with one of her new devices.
Yeah, I tried to talk while that was going on. It wasn't real easy.
Yes. But it's looking at all of those things where how can we ensure that the patients first are getting the best quality? And that's not just the devices that we can buy, or it's making sure the providers are there, and we're able to give them the care that they need, and that the nurses are there to do that also. And that's always a challenge. I mean, just this week alone in the newspaper, there was that, on the web, there was that hospital down in Grand Prairie that had to close because of staffing issues. Mm-hmm. And you know that's always a challenge. So you've got to have those people there to drive all of these things, and I really think Muenster is there. We have a great facility. We've expanded. We've opened up 3 new additional private rooms on the lakeside. So we're up to 14 private rooms, which I think in the healing process is always beneficial. Then you throw in the lake view, that always adds to it. And then we have nurses that are second to none. The care that they give. I know before my mother passed away, I wouldn't have thought twice to bring her to our facility to be cared for. And I think that is the selling point or the big thing for Muenster to be where we are today. You can say, well, you brought in a new doctor or you did this or did that, but it's ultimately that quality of care that is driven, and showing the community that we are there. We are there for the long haul. And, that's, our financials are getting better. Our net revenue is going up every year. The losses that we've incurred are dramatically dropping by at least 20% every year. And so we are doing the right things right. Now it's just a matter of we've planted these trees. Now how do we water them and ensure they're going to grow? So 15 years from now, somebody can be sitting under, now depending on the type of tree, obviously, a little bit of shade, which you definitely need in Texas. So there's just a ton of things happening, and it's the patient satisfaction and the provider satisfaction, and then eventually the employee satisfaction that are the pieces that make all that work. And what I love to see is the not only the local facilities sending patients to us, which is very good for Cook County, but also the larger tertiary facilities, whether it's over in Denison, Denton, Dallas, Fort Worth, sending patients to Muenster to be cared for because of the word that's out there about the care that we give. And I really think no matter what you do in healthcare today, if you don't have that quality, or if that quality is shown to be belittled or hurt in any way, it has such a negative effect. You can have the prettiest, new, shiniest facility. Look at Forest Park in Southlake. Talk about a beautiful facility, a concierge hospital, and they couldn't make it because, obviously one of the things was the quality issue. And so what do we do to keep building that? What do we do to keep growing that? Continue to plant more trees so you can ensure that there are always going to be trees there that somebody can sit on, but continue to move forward and growing those trees and making sure that they're nurtured and taken care of. And that way, when you have the windstorms or the hailstorms or the ice storms, those trees will be strong enough to take on any of those issues and continue to grow. And so it's a great situation to be in right now at Muenster, because I love the fact that we have a challenge finding places to put patients.
Yeah, exactly.
I drove into the parking lot yesterday, and I had to drive around the parking lot a couple of times to just find a place to park, because we had so much stuff going on at the hospital. So that's another project I get to work on, is how do I work on parking? But it's a good problem to have, and so I'm really excited to see what happens over the next couple of years, and as we continue to go and grow in Muenster.
Right. Yeah, and it's a great problem to have, to need to find extra space and things like that. But it is also, I think, necessary to continue to build and improve on what you've got going over there. And as you say, the reputation and the word about Muenster Memorial Hospital is out there, and it's getting out there more and more all the time. And I think that's certainly a great thing. And man, if you got folks coming from the Metroplex up here, I know you'll take them. You're not going to turn them away.
Definitely will do that, yes.
Without a doubt. And I think one other thing, you mentioned that the financials are looking better and you're making headway there. I know one of the problems in the past has been, and not just for Muenster Hospital, but many, has been billing and getting billing right. Where you guys stand on that right now?
Still working on that. We have outsourced some of our billing right now to ensure that we're getting the best system out there that we can. Right now, the biggest challenge is there are so many changes every year on what you can bill, how you bill, trying to keep up with all of that. And I think we're finally at a point where we're closing that gap to a comfort level. We're trying to utilize the systems that we have and make sure that we're putting the things in place that we need. And I think, billing is one of those things where somebody flips the wrong switch and you have problems, and sometimes you don't know that you have a problem. And I think we've worked through a lot of the bugs that we've dealt with in the past. I can't guarantee that something's not going to happen tomorrow, and there's probably people out there going, well, I haven't gotten a bill for 6 months.
Yeah.
You know what? we're working on all that, and eventually we're going to have it fixed, and we're going to get the data right, and we're going to get it out timely, because obviously cash is king, right next to quality, because she's the queen.
Right.
And you got to have both of those in order to make the wheel go round.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and I know it's been a struggle for a lot of hospitals, and it's a good thing you think you're on the right track to getting it taken care of. That's a great thing. Not that I like getting bills, but hey, it's a necessary thing for business. Brian, we're out of time. Thanks so much. We'll visit again next month.
Sounds good. We'll
All
see
right,
you
my
then.
friend. Thank you very much, Brian Roland, CEO of Muenster Memorial Hospital. It's going to wrap it up for our program here on this Thursday at Hometown Radio, KGAF.